The Journey of Enlightenment and the Digital Age, a new path introduction throughout the history of Buddhism. The concept of enlightenment, Bodhi, has been interpreted, practiced, and realized in diverse cultural, philosophical, and social contexts. In the ancient forests of India, meditation was nurtured in simplicity and renunciation. In East Asia, Buddhist practice integrated into the rhythms of monastic life and everyday existence. In Tibet, esoteric rituals and visualizations gave practitioners unique paths to transcendence. Yet, today humanity finds itself in an unprecedented context: the digital age, the rise of the internet, artificial intelligence, virtual communities, social networks, and immersive technologies has transformed not only how humans interact with each other, but also how they access wisdom, transmit teachings, and understand themselves. For many, the digital age offers opportunities for connection and knowledge. For others, it poses challenges of distraction, alienation, and ethical dilemmas. How then does the timeless aspiration for enlightenment manifest in this rapidly shifting digital landscape? Can the core Buddhist journey, liberation from suffering, realization of wisdom, and embodiment of compassion, be reimagined for the 21st century and beyond? This essay explores these questions in depth, examining the intersections of Buddhist enlightenment with the digital era. It reflects on how technology reshapes practice, teaching, community, and ethics, while also probing the dangers and promises of a new path where ancient wisdom meets the realities of a hyperconnected world. The classical journey of enlightenment. Traditional Buddhist teaching, enlightenment is the direct realization of the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and selfless nature of existence. It is not merely intellectual but experiential, profound transformation of perception and being. This journey is supported by three key dimensions: ethics, Allah, the cultivation of moral conduct that nurtures not harming, truthfulness, and integrity; meditation, Samdhi, the disciplining of the mind through mindfulness, concentration, and insight practices; wisdom, Prajna, the realization of ultimate truth, particularly the insight into emptiness; Nyat, and dependent origination within Mahayana traditions. This path expands to include the Bodhisattva idealtha, vow to seek enlightenment not only for oneself but for the liberation of all beings; compassion, Karu, and wisdom, Prajna, regarded as two wings of the same bird, inseparable, interdependent, and necessary for awakening. Traditionally, the journey is nurtured in structured environments: monasteries, teacher-student relationships, meditation halls, and communities of practice. The digital age, however, decentralizes and democratizes access to these teachings. The digital transformation of the Dharma, the internet, and digital tools have radically altered the transmission of the Dharma Buddhist teachings. In earlier centuries, texts were copied by hand, carried across continents, and translated into new languages, a process that could take generations. Today, with a few clicks, anyone can access the Pali Canon, the Lotus Sutra, Tibetan commentaries, or Zen teachings in multiple translations and commentaries. Democratization of knowledge. The digital age allows global audiences to encounter Buddhist wisdom regardless of geography, wealth, or social status. A teenager in Africa, a retiree in South America, and a corporate worker in Europe can all stream the same Dharma talk in real time. Virtual sanghas, online communities form around shared practices, virtual meditation retreats, Zoom Dharma groups, and even metaverse temples. The ancient notion of Sangha, community of practitioners, thus transcends physical proximity, though it raises questions about authenticity and depth of connection. Teachers without borders. Great teachers are no longer bound by time and space. A Tibetan Lama, a Thai forest monk, or a Japanese Zen Roshi can offer teachings globally, with recordings preserved indefinitely. Yet this accessibility also risks diluting authority and increasing misinformation, as unqualified voices may gain prominence. Meditation, apps, and AI-guided practice. Millions use apps like Headspace.com or Insight Timer to cultivate mindfulness. Some AI-driven apps now adapt meditation instructions to users' emotional states. This accessibility is unprecedented, but it also risks commodifying meditation, reducing it to stress relief rather than a liberating path. 3. Challenges of the digital age for enlightenment. Despite these opportunities, the digital age presents unique obstacles to the path of awakening. Distraction and fragmentation, constant notifications, endless scrolling, and algorithm-driven feeds train the mind in restlessness rather than stillness. The very concentration samdhya needed for meditation is eroded by habits of digital multitasking. The illusion of connection. Social networks simulate intimacy but often generate loneliness, comparison, and envy. Genuine compassion and empathy risk being replaced by superficial likes and shares. Ego amplification instead of diminishing self-centeredness. Digital culture often inflates the ego through self-promotion, branding, and identity performance. The Buddhist teaching of Atman non-self clashes with the culture of selfies and curated online personas. Information overload. While access to the Dharma is abundant, the sheer volume of information can overwhelm seekers, leaving them without guidance on what is authentic, deep, or transformative. Ethical dilemmas of technology, from AI surveillance to digital addiction, from environmental costs of data centers to exploitation in gig economies. The digital age raises pressing moral questions. A Buddhist perspective calls for mindful, ethical engagement with technology.iv. Opportunities for a new path yet. If approached mindfully, the digital age offers unique opportunities for deepening the journey of enlightenment. Mindfulness in a digital world, just as ancient monks practiced mindfulness while sweeping the floor or begging for alms. Modern practitioners can cultivate mindfulness while sending emails, coding software, or scrolling feeds, bringing awareness to the digital sphere itself. Digital Dharma as a skillful means. Upka, the Bodhisattva ideal, emphasizes skillful means meeting beings where they are. Today, many live online. Digital Dharma, whether through podcasts, YouTube talks, TikTok reflections, or AI Dharma chatbots, can serve as compassionate entry points for seekers. Global interconnectedness and compassion. The internet reveals the interdependence of humanity. Climate change, pandemics, and injustice are witnessed in real time. Such awareness can deepen compassion, making the Bodhisattva vow more relevant than ever. New forms of practice, virtual reality, meditation environments, biofeedback-guided mindfulness, or AI-driven cone practice may sound futuristic, but they may provide tools for inner transformation. As long as they point toward direct experience rather than distraction, they can complement traditional paths, archiving wisdom for the future. Unlike fragile manuscripts, digital storage, if ethically maintained, ensures that the Dharma can endure for centuries, accessible to future generations in ways unimaginable before. Case studies. Enlightenment in the digital age. Online Zen sessions, During the COVID-19 pandemic, Zen monasteries hosted online retreats where practitioners meditated together across continents. Participants reported genuine breakthroughs in mindfulness and insight, even while sitting in their living rooms. AI-assisted sutra study. Some experimental AI platforms now help students parse difficult Buddhist texts, generating summaries or cross-references. While not a replacement for human teachers, such tools democratize scholarship. Digital minimalism movements, inspired by mindfulness. Many Buddhists now experiment with digital fasts, screen-free meditation retreats, and mindful technology use as a modern form of renunciation. Engaged Buddhism online, social media, has become a platform for spreading Buddhist responses to war, climate crises, and inequality, embodying Thich Nhat Hanh's vision of engaged Buddhism in a digital form. Via philosophical reflections, enlightenment and the virtually deeper question arises: does enlightenment itself change in the digital age? The core experience of awakening insight into impermanence, non-self, and interdependence remains timeless. But the contexts of delusion shift. In ancient India, delusion manifested in attachment to caste, ritual, or metaphysical speculation. Today, delusion manifests in digital addiction, identity fragmentation, and technological fetishism. The journey of enlightenment must therefore address not only traditional afflictions like greed, hatred, and ignorance, but also their digital counterparts: craving for likes, hatred in online discourse, and ignorance amplified by misinformation. From this view, enlightenment in the digital age is not a different destination, but a different terrain. The Bodhisattva walks the same path of wisdom and compassion, but now through the dense forests of algorithms and the shimmering mirages of virtual realities. The ethics of technology and the Bodhisattva vow. The digital age compels Buddhists to extend ethical reflection into new domains. Right livelihood. Samjakadas working for a social media platform that manipulates users align with Buddhist ethics. Right speech. Samvisi. How does one practice truthful, kind, and beneficial speech in the age of trolling, fake news, and anonymous comment sections? Compassionate technology. Can AI be guided by Buddhist ethics trained not to exploit but to alleviate suffering? Can digital tools embody the Bodhisattva spirit of serving all beings? These questions are not peripheral but central. They determine whether the digital age will deepen suffering or support liberation. 8. The future. Toward a digital Bodhisattva ideal, perhaps. The 21st century calls for a new articulation of the Bodhisattva path. The digital Bodhisattva. This figure embodies wisdom and compassion not only in monasteries and villages, but also in online spaces, coding labs, and virtual communities. The digital Bodhisattva uses technology as upcure skillful means to reach beings lost in distraction. The digital Bodhisattva resists exploitation and unethical uses of AI, advocating for technologies that nurture rather than harm. The digital Bodhisattva cultivates presence amid distraction, modeling mindful engagement in digital life. The digital Bodhisattva remembers that behind every avatar, comment, and username is a sentient being with joys and sorrows. This vision does not romanticize technology, but reimagines it as a field of practice, an arena where compassion and wisdom must be embodied. Conclusion: the journey of enlightenment has always adapted to time and place, from Indian forests to Chinese monasteries, from Tibetan temples to Japanese Zen gardens. Today, it unfolds in the boundless space of the digital age. The core remains the same: freedom from suffering, realization of truth, embodiment of compassion. Yet the forms evolve: mindfulness apps, online sanghas, AI, Dharma assistants, and mindful digital ethics. The digital age challenges us with distraction, ego inflation, and ethical dilemmas. But it also offers unprecedented opportunities for global connection, democratization of wisdom, and new skillful means. Ultimately, the digital age does not replace the classical journey of enlightenment. It refracts it into new dimensions. The task of the modern practitioner is not to reject technology nor to be enslaved by it, but to walk the middle path, using technology wisely, compassionately, and mindfully. Enlightenment, whether in the forest or in cyberspace, remains the awakening to reality as it is, interdependent, impermanent, and luminous with compassion. The challenge and the promise of our time is to realize this truth while living fully in the digital world.